Greetings and welcome to ruralvacantland.com, where we have easy, cheap land priced 50 to 80% below the competition. Today I'd like to show you 5 acres in Lucerne Valley. I like Lucerne because the last couple times I put properties up for sale in Lucerne Valley, they were sold within days. I keep scratching my head. I probably priced them way too low, and I'm probably doing it again. But this one looks a lot nicer than the other Lucerne Valley ones that I've had in the past because it's closer to the mountains. So this is Los Angeles. There's a big mountain range behind Los Angeles, San Bernardino Mountain. This is this major one in the back that kind of keeps Los Angeles and not spilling over into this part of the countryside. But as times go by, the areas grow, and so Lucerne Valley's been filling out. More houses have been getting built. People have been moving to Lucerne Valley. It's next to Victorville and Apple Valley and Johnson Valley. There's a lot of off-roading in Johnson Valley, and Lucerne, as you get into a little bit higher elevation, has these big juniper bushes that allow you to live next to your neighbor without having to look at them. So here's the backside of the mountains. It looks like there's some snow in these pictures, but I doubt it snows much at the elevations this property is at. You can see this ridge line. The property is protected by this ridge. You know, this stuff goes up to the higher points back here, like White Mountain, South Peak. Let's take a look at that while we're here. So you can see the valley. Lucerne Valley is off here. The property is down here at the base of this mountain. So we're looking down the hill at where the property would be. And you know, this whole mountain range, what it does is it stops the wind. You know, the wind comes rushing off the top of this. It doesn't go dropping down into the valley as much as you'd think. It protects, you know, the westernmost winds. The winds come off the ocean. These mountains bump them up. They make it hard to fly into LA if you're a pilot, but they help keep the winds out of where you live if you live behind this mountain. It's a lot like Palm Springs. It's right behind the mountain. It's the same idea. They like to hide out of the wind. You get some really nice temperatures and climate and stuff right behind that mountain. So this Lucerne Valley area has a lot of those same attributes without being as pricey as Palm Springs and nowhere near as many people. It's a different crowd. So here's the property again. Let's fly into that property now that we kind of know the area. So we go down, you know, just a lot of topography here. You get down to the property, there's roads. This property has a building on it. Not exactly sure what the building is. Might be a meth lab. It might be a, you know, guys store their guns there. It might be a cabin. It might be something you could turn into a house. It might be a garage. I don't know. I've never been to this property. So that comes with it. Whatever it's good or bad, I'm not sure. But this property is a big square here. It's 5 acres, and you can drive right up to it. You can pull off and use parking on the side of the road, and you go explore the thing. I think one of the neatest things about this property is those bushes I was mentioning, the juniper bushes. This neighbor over here looks like a cement slab. I don't think it's an actual house on it. This area had a lot of homesteading in the past. You got 5 acres, and you had to build something on it, or you lost it. And so they built rinky-dink little buildings that blew over time and weren't taken care of a lot of the time just to get the property. Then the people would pass on and the kids would sell the property. So here's, you know, kind of eye level to the west. You got these major mountains, and there's a zigzaggy Swiss Alps looking road up to the top of White Mountain, I think is what's up there. You know, you get these dramatic mountains you can look up at, keep the wind at bay. Then you look out over the valley, the Lucerne Valley, and around the corner is Victorville and Apple Valley, where you can go to Home Depot, Walmart, get supplies and stuff. So you're not that far away from civilization. Lucerne Valley's got a hardware store, convenience store thing that everyone meets up at and posts their, you know, dogs missing or horse wanted or whatever ads. And that's the area. So these bushes, look at these things, they cast shadows. They're not, you know, knee high. I think there's some good ones. So let's go to the internet and see if we can learn some more about this building. I measured it's 40 foot by 40 foot. You have to go there and look inside and see what's there. You get the building along with the purchase. So if we go to landwatch.com, I like to look here at property, look at prices. So I put Lucerne Valley in 5 acres and see what comes up. This $5,500 one's gone. $7,000 one's got a cement slab, they say. 7,500. Excuse me. You gotta. I think most of these are further out in the middle of nowhere. Lucerne Valley, they're not right up back to the mountain like the one that I have is. I think that's very special attribute about this property, and I think it's got the juniper bushes that these others don't have, which I think makes it very nice. So I'd like $9,999 for this property. So, and I'll consider terms too. If you're willing to put some money down, let me know, and maybe we can figure out some terms on the property. But I mean, lots of these are 11, 12 grand, and they're at the other side of Lucerne Valley. This is the flat stuff with nothing going for it in the middle of nowhere. Excuse me. The one I've got, it's got the bushes. It's close to the mountain, and I just think it's a better property. Let's look at it in Google Maps. So you pull this up in Google Maps, you can see the property lines here. I'm not exactly sure they're perfectly right, but you get the idea of where the property is. You can click on the corners, GPS corners, to take a look at where the property is. When you go visit the thing, you pull off the road, and you can go take your phone out there and walk the lines by looking at the GPS coordinates, so you know where it is. If we turn it over to the map, there's a little building there. I'm pretty darn sure that building's on the property. It might not be, but I'm pretty darn sure it is. I think the property goes from the road back, but this map is, I think, a little off the way, excuse me, the earth has a curvature to it, and the map's flat, and it's not always exactly right. So let's zoom in on this thing a little bit. Here's the pull-off. There's a pull-off on the side of the road right next to that building. That's the property. Just get the GPS coordinates or maybe the driving directions to this thing. This road connects back out to civilization. I saw, let's see if I can find it again. I think right over here. I thought you could do a street view around here somewhere. I thought one of these streets worked. Might be pulling your leg, but you can do it. Put the GPS coordinates and play with the map. There was a street right around here that had street view. I was looking at it earlier, and you can look out at the countryside. So here's the juniper bushes I'm talking about. These are the kind of bushes I think are in the area. It's got enough girth to them to cast those shadows, and these are the kinds that grow in the area. So just an idea of what I think are growing on the property. So you'd have these kinds of bushes around the property. I don't know if you call them trees. I'm from northern Michigan, so a tree to me this isn't a tree, this is a bush. Excuse me. So also, if you want to get supplies, you can go over to Victorville. There's a Walmart. It says 30 miles away. Home Depot, they're probably right next to each other. It's 30, this one is, it's giving me different routes. 30 miles, 29 miles, 37 miles, depending on the route you take. I pulled this up in wilderness.net. It's one of my favorite websites to look at land, and you can see the Crystal Creek Road, and the property's right in here somewhere. So these roads come up the mountains. And Silver Creek Road, here it is. It's over here. So it goes up to these mountains. These are the San Bernardino Mountains. And I've spent a good deal of time in San Bernardino Mountains. Here's the White Mountain. This is the one we did the flyby in Google. These are beautiful mountains. You got real trees at the top of these mountains. You get pine cones the size of, a pineapple, the kind that you like to take home and show off. I mean, just amazing pine cones. So if you go to these mountains, this is right behind the property. I mean, you just keep working your way up the hill. There's roads there, little, switchback roads. You can get up into the woods, and there's lakes and streams with fish. There's hunting, there's bird watching, there's exploring, there's off-roading, there's skiing, snowboarding, cross country skiing, mountain biking. I mean, the list goes on and on. Some guys like to do parasailing on the sides of those mountains, rock climbing and bird watching and you name it. This is topography that you get to play with. You get to live in the desert where you're still at some elevation. Like let me pull up the elevation on this thing. 4,200 feet, 4,100 feet. And so you're not at the bottom of the valley where it's super dry and hot, but it's more temperate at those elevations. But you can go up the mountain and play in the snow. You don't have to live in the snow, but you can go play in the snow and you come back to your property. Um, this is the lake up at the top of the hill, Big Bear Lake. This is a very, very famous lake. This is where Southern California likes to go to play. You can water ski there. You can boat there, fish. They have rainbow trout, little rainbow trout. They stock that lake with rainbow trout. Lots of little bullhead. Kids like to catch bullhead. Like little catfish. Just a bunch of those in that lake. The village has one or two grocery stores, a couple restaurants. It goes crazy in the winter. California, classic, fills up the road, so it's a parking lot style. I mean, it's unbelievably popular when the snow is going off to go skiing there. And if you're Lucerne Valley in the backside, I mean, you don't have to fight the traffic. You can come up the backside and do it on your own. So I think it's a really neat place. And if you go take a tour, I think you can get a really good price on this thing. If you like it, this might be the one for you. I pulled up the taxes on it. $46.93 is due. It's a couple days late. I'll pay the taxes before transferring it to you. It's that's a half a year tax, so like $90 a year is a tax roughly. Back to my website, ruralvacantland.com. If you want to buy this property, you can go to my website, and I'll put a link on there. Maybe not to pay the whole the whole $9,999. It's a little hard to get that on a credit card for most people, so I'll do some kind of down payment to hold the property, where you can pay the rest in a week or so to send a wire or cashier's check or money orders or cash or however you're comfortable paying for the thing. But I'd like you to give me some earnest money in the beginning, because I get a lot of people that say they're gonna buy properties from me and never follow through. So just even if it's $100 or $500, some small amount of money to say you're serious about buying this property and not just kicking tires would be much appreciated. All I know about this property should be in this video on my website, ruralvacantland.com. Please go to the website and read what I have there and research the thing. This is do-it-yourself pricing. I'll pay all the fees. I offer up really good pricing, but you gotta do some of the research on your own. Like, go take your own tour. Go tour the thing on your own. You don't need me to hold your hand for a tour. This is a vacant land. You go just drive up to it and take a tour. See if it's what you like. Sit there, smell it, listen, and feel it out. See if it's the right one. If it is, great. Let me know by going onto the website and buying it, or putting a down payment down to reserve that thing so no one else can do it. Whoever pays first gets it. And if this isn't the right one for you, or you're looking for others like it, go to the subscribe tab on my website, put your email address in there and your name in there, and I'll keep sending out new updates as I get more properties, and maybe one of those properties will be the one for you, or maybe a list of them will be. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.